Previously on Survivor.
We found it!
We literally just went for a walk.
Not throwing the challenge, but not trying super hard, so that we might have the opportunity to vote out Maddie.
It was close. It came down to today. So, in first place, with 35 points, the defense tribe. With 34 points, the Pingle tribe. Which means the Murano tribe votes will be there tonight, and one of you will be going home.
And the sixth person voted out of Survivor you ever.
Maddie.
Don't forget down below. The tribe has spoken.
Great effort, guys. Pingle, unfortunately, you will be going to Tribal Council on Sunday, where one of you will be the 7th person voted off of Survivor Syracuse New Era.
Just because there is speculation that the merge will probably happen at 11.
Probably Jason will be going home.
7th person voted out of Survivor Syracuse, Jason.
Okay. No more feeling bad. Tribal immunity is no more. You are now playing individually. Every challenge will be an individual immunity challenge from here on out. Guys have been going through the gym lately. This challenge is called Plank Your Bets. So what you will all be planking today for an undisclosed amount of time. What's going to happen is you will be in rounds. You are going to wager or bet on yourself how long you can plank for the round. How we'll decide who gets eliminated is if everyone meets their wager that they write down on the card. The person who bets the lowest amount, completes the lowest amount of time, they're out. If you bet something and you cannot meet that time, you will be eliminated. So multiple people can get eliminated if multiple people do not play for their amount of time. Alright, then your starting positions. For immunities, final round of this challenge, Mel versus Savannah, Marcelo versus Dross. Let's get into it. Survivor's ready. Clock going on in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, blindfold off. All right. Let's get to the results. On the guy's side, between Ross and Marcelo, both sides completed. Ben, he bet 5 seconds. He made that. Marcelo got 1 minute 40 seconds. He made that. Marcelo, congratulations. You have won. Very well earned. Touchdown. On the girls' side, both of you bet 1 minute and 45 seconds. Both made that, so now we will keep going to the sudden death plank off. So, Mel, Savannah, Survivors ready. Clock is starting. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, and...
Is it done?
Yeah, you're done.
Well, when you can actually stand up again, take off your blindfolds, you're safe this
I have one on this.
Congratulations, Marcelo. Congratulations, Mel. You both have a 1 in 10 shot now at ending this game, and you will also be receiving a clue to a hidden immunity item. Everyone else, I actually do have something else for you. We have some snacks. For your little merch, please. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in Tribal Council, where one of you will be the 8th person out of this game, first member of the
For better or worse, I got this guy back. I named him Rico last time I had him, so I'm gonna call him Rico from now on. Me and Rico are best buds, but I hope this doesn't put a target on my back. I feel like it will. And because of that, looking for this idol with this hidden immunity clue is all the important this week, because I gotta get that because I feel like I've been at a target on my back by winning this. But we want a hidden immunity idol, so a bucket list item is checked off.
Okay, so like I was pretty nervous going into the live just because I feel like there's a lot of people I'm good with, but I don't have like a set of people who I'd be like using my numbers to vote with. And because I thought I might get caught up in the middle, I really wanted to win. And I'm glad I did, and that's how I'm very sore, but it was worth it.
So, 5 minutes after the challenge ends, I think people are already probably plotting against me, unfortunately.
So I just won the individual immunity, feeling like a little bit of a badass, won't lie. Yeah, I'm really hyped about it, but also I can't help but feel a little bit worried because I do know that because I just won, especially that type of challenge where it was very like, I don't know, physical, I'm afraid that people are gonna be like, oh, Mel's like pretty physical player, like she's like a threat. And also the whole like, I'm getting an idol clue, like is she gonna have an idol, like whatever, that whole thing is gonna put a target on my back in the future.
So yeah, this happened. I won. I don't know how I feel about it because I don't want to put a target on my back, but also it's nice to have this because this week is chaotic already and it's only Monday.
Super exciting. We merged, which like I think everyone was kind of expecting it just because like we were at 11, but I'm just like so shocked that it's actually here and it just does not feel real. Like I feel like we just started the game, so the fact that we're like already down to the merge is insane.
It's been like a weird week. People are like bugging because of the merge, and like I understand, like okay, whatever, like it's a big deal, woohoo, we made it to the merge, but people are like freaking out. Like everybody's wanting to talk to me except for Parker or Savannah or Casey. This game gives me so much anxiety.
We did it. We made it to the merge. I'd just like to thank God, my family, my mom, my dad, my sister for watching this. I love you all. Shout out to my roommates. They were very helpful through this process. Listen to me bitch about this all the time. Shout out to everyone who's had to hear me who's had to put up with me talking about Survivor nonstop for the last month and a half. Hopefully I get to keep talking about it nonstop for another month and a half. I don't know how long this game goes.
So, we're still a few days away from this week's tribal. I'm upset that I didn't do so hot at the challenge, but you know, what are you gonna do? It sucks that 2 original Morados both won the idols because that makes our choices way more limited. It also means that they have a better chance guessing who we're gonna vote for.
I talked to Emma and Ben and Marcelo afterwards, and they were all like, yes, Parker, like, we're voting him. The Julia thing is just, like, saying that we're with him. It's a decoy. And I was like, okay.
I did decide to vote Parker with my original alliance and not flip on them. I just think that it would be a bad move right now. I don't know if I could blame it on Eli because there does seem to be a little bit too much trust within Eli.
Right after the challenge, Emma and I walked together for a little bit, and she told me that she threw the task challenge so that I won't go home. Are you kidding me? I actually played that so well, the fake crying and all of that, but the fact that Emma threw a challenge because she thinks I'm that desperate to be her ally is so funny to me.
So first of all, today I went to Bird to study, and as I was walking into Bird, I saw Eli, Julia, and Parker looking for an idol outside of Bird in a little grassy area. I ran right into them, and I was like, oh, are you searching for an idol? And they were like, oh, no, of course not, of course not. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not dumb. They were searching for an idol. And then, Eli texted me and he was like, it wasn't sus, like, it wasn't suspicious, I swear, like, I'm on your side. I was just, like, making sure they didn't find it. So making sure Parker didn't find it so we could vote him out. Because that's, like, Marcelo, Mel, Lily, Ben, Eli, myself, and Julia are all planning on voting Parker this week because he's a threat. He played that advantage and etc.
Well, Emma just caught us all idol hunting, and we're upset. It's fine. Parker's like having an episode over it. It's literally fine. But we're basically just telling her that Parker invited me. So I texted Eli that we were going, and Eli ran into us on the way to get food and just came. So yeah.
And now I'm texting her being like, I'm keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
And then like she's literally like, oh, that means he doesn't have to.
Right.
Like, yeah, obviously not.
Like I just don't understand how our like truth is right in front of her, and she's so dumb that she still doesn't realize. Like, hello.
Oh, she just said, why the fuck did he invite Julia?
So Emma for some reason thinks that I am against Julia. I don't know where this came from, but she thinks that I am like basically the ringleader of Casey, Andrew, and Savannah, and that we're like kind of our own group. And she thinks that Julia and Eli have switched over to them, so they would be a group of 7, we'd be a group of 4. And she thinks that I've turned against Julia, and us 4 are voting for Julia, and those 7 will vote for me. So she thinks that there's no way that anyone from her group, from her original Murado, are gonna get votes this week. When I don't know how she can think that like realistically, but apparently that's what she thinks. And so I have a FaceTime with her tonight, and I'm gonna I guess pretend like I'm going after Julia, because if she feels confident that what she thinks is happening is gonna happen, none of them will play idols or anything, and I'll be able to keep my idol, and she'll go home.
I'm hearing that the Murado people want to target Parker, but I don't know if they're gonna directly try and go for him, or if they're gonna try and take out, someone that like he's potentially close with, which like I think they would think like me, just because like we do talk a lot and like we walk challenges together, like maybe they know that me and him are close. So that's just like also scary. Like what if they try to take out me because, Parker's like too obvious.
We had a little alliance of 4, the original gang from New Murado, so I guess not original at all. I really like them all. We seem to all be in click. When Marcelo won immunity, which I talked about a little bit earlier, I guess in my confessional, I fucked that up, but hopefully it won't be an issue this week anyways. He was like, at least it's the 2 of us, and I was like, yeah. So we did our job, we took out the competition, and if anyone's gonna win immunity, it's not gonna be me, I want it to be Marcelo. So I'm cool with that. Mel introduced herself to me, and I'm leaving, I'm walking out, feeling all good, merge, and I get a little text from Julia, 7-person group chat. I'm no math wizard, but if you are in a tribe of 11, being in a group chat with 7 people is usually a pretty good sign. So we got our core 4, we got this bigger group of 7.
Things have been a little strange like, it's been very quiet the last couple days. As soon as the merge happened, it was like really intense, constant talking, all these plans coming everywhere, plans changing, plans adapting, like getting really crazy. But the last couple of days, it's been very quiet.
It should be an easy vote this week. We're voting out Emma. We're obviously sticking to the plan.
It's gonna be so cute. She has no idea what
Sis has no fucking clue. It's gonna be beautiful, amazing, iconic. They think that Parker and them are voting for me, which might mean some votes on me because they probably think that they're in like this pivotal position between voting for Parker.
There's not going to be a single vote on you.
Seems like it's a pretty easy vote against Parker just because like he is a threat. Everyone wants him out. Nobody really wants to play with him. He's not like he's just a threat basically. And like so is Julia. I wouldn't be like upset if Julia ended up getting voted out instead of Parker. It doesn't really affect me. I do think she's a threat physically. When we were doing the balloon challenge, I was like against Julia basically. She was like one-on-oneing me and she was like pushing me and I like pushed her back and like that girl is just a brick. Like she doesn't even have a 6-pack. She has an 8-pack. And like there's no like chance that I would win a physical challenge against Julia.
This is the first tribal council after the merge. Like there's technically like no lines drawn right now. Like it could go any way.
You know, there's never enough drama in Survivor. You need to stir the pot a little bit.
My name gets thrown out that she would tell me, and I intend to hold her to that promise because that's kind of been like my philosophy of this entire thing. It's like a give and take. If you make that promise and you don't keep it, then that's a dock on you, and that stays in my brain. If I give you information, chances are I want information back. And if you're not going to give me information, like what happened with Emily, then I obviously know that there's no way that you're actually wanting to work with me and you just want information from me.
I like Emma a lot, and like obviously she's helped me get this far. But I'm starting to not trust her a little. She's running too much of this game, and I kind of talked about it with Marcelo, and I think we need to like keep it in the back of our mind.
I need to win tomorrow or in the next 2 challenges because I want an immunity idol so that I can make it to at least the final 4, and then when they vote me out, like whoever I write down, like I'm gonna go for Julia or Eli because I think they are gonna be the 2 hardest to break up. So I need to find an immunity idol so that I can use it when they decide that it's time for me to go. But for now, like I think we're good because we're just picking off the people that weren't in our tribe before.
I definitely think that I'm holding my end of the bargain with my original group. I was like, I could be our in with these people in another tribe. We pulled in Eli pretty easily, got us a 5, and then we grabbed, it sounded like Julia and Mel were all for this. There we go, that's 7. So Casey, Andrew, Parker, and Savannah are none the wiser.
I'm not that nervous for myself. I'm a little nervous that something might happen to one of my alliance members, but like, again, it was so crazy earlier in this week that it's impossible for me to really do anything about it. I haven't talked to anybody on the original Morados, and there's not really, like, I don't have any in there that I can do anything to help the situation. So, it's gonna be wild to see what happens.
So basically the 6 of us in our alliance were all like rapidly texting in our group chat today, and we kind of came up with this plan that I feel like is gonna work, and if this works, it's gonna be iconic. So we want Emma out. I mean, basically our options are Emma or Lily, because no one wants Ben out for some reason when I definitely do, but so obviously I think, and I think everyone else thinks, that Emma should be the target. She is like scheming, she's manipulating a lot of what's going on. She's also not, I don't know how she is in real life, but within the game, I feel like it kind of brings out like a mean side of her. I mean, she apparently told Eli that she wants to be in the jury with people she likes, not people like Parker. When we haven't spoken or had a conversation this whole time. She just has some like vendetta against me, which I get on the game side, but like personally, I don't really understand. So
I'm in this place of like, I'll flip. I'll vote anyone except for Ben and Lily right now, I would say. Because they're the only people that I like really trust in the game at this point. I think Marcelo is going to blindside me very soon. I would say that would be in his character, and like if he didn't try to blindside me soon, I would be surprised. And honestly, I'd be a little insulted. I'd be a little I'd think of him as lesser than, I would say, if he didn't like try and blindside me really soon.
So yeah, there's just like a lot to consider with this upcoming vote. I've talked to the original Shallow and like my 5-person alliance with like Casey's like kind of a part of now. So I've talked to them and I don't think we know how we're gonna go, because originally we did want to target Marcelo and then he won immunity today. So that's awesome. I feel like we're gonna go for Emma just from right now. That's what I'm thinking, just because I think she is a bigger threat than Lily and like will do more damage later down the line. And Lily is like super, super nice, and I feel like I could see myself working with Lily more in the future than I could with Emma, and I think a lot of people feel that way too. So my guess is that we are gonna go for Emma this week. It's just scary that, you know, Emma seems like the obvious choice out of Emma and Lily, so that makes me think like if they're smart and they have an idol, like it would get played on her, which is like the last thing we want, because then it just like ruins our numbers advantage that we have, and one of my allies will get taken out, which I just, this is all so scary. But I'm just like, I feel like this is the first time in the game where I genuinely feel like worried, because other tribal councils I feel like pretty confident that I'm in the know and like I've been on the right side of the numbers. Like I haven't had my name written down so far. Like I felt pretty good, but now going into the merge, like there's just so much to consider, and who knows, like with advantages and idols and like everyone voting and everyone potentially being on the chopping block, like it's just so terrifying.
First merge tribal council. Let's get right into it. Yeah. Andrew, how does it feel to be making a merge and knowing that you have a guaranteed spot here?
It feels good to be in the merge. I think we all had like a very short honeymoon period with each other right after the merge happened, like kind of merge beats type thing. But then it very quickly got into like, oh right, this is the merge, this is intense, this is stressful. Yeah.
Julia, with the excitement, the new excitement of the merge, does it come with new paranoia?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think the difference between like the merge and like our previous tribes is like, I was just in a tribe of 5 before we got here, now I'm in a tribe of 11, and like you have to manage like 11 people as opposed, or 10 other people as opposed to like 4 other people. So like you might think you know what's going on, but like I might actually have no idea.
Is there any sense of the game picking up speed and that the final tribal council is getting closer and closer?
Like, yeah, probably. I think everybody's like, okay, like now we're actually playing. You know, I feel like the beginning part is kind of like, it's almost like the warm-up round for the merge, you could say. Like, depends where you sit, but yeah, I think it's definitely starting to pick up.
Emma, that said, how critical is the vote in shaping the lines of the merge?
I definitely think the first merge vote is really critical right now, just because like it sets the precedent for the rest of the game. It's like where the alliances are held, who's with who now. Like she said, we're in a tribe of 11 now. Like we're all working together, and we're gonna see like where the alliances really stand.
All right, so let's get into last week's challenge. Marcella, you won for the boys. Congratulations. How were you feeling after that? Was your body sore? Were you aching?
Yeah, my body was pretty sore. I don't know, it was fun. It definitely felt like with being blindfolded, you had to concentrate more on just like the pain and like the actual playing, which was kind of, it was like more mental for me more than anything, and it was fun to be able to, because one of my main goals is just like I want to win an individual immunity. Like as soon as like right from the beginning of the game, like I wanted to win one, every like one. And so that was a good feeling, knowing that I was going to be safe for this tribal council. So I don't know, we'll see what happens, see where my alliances lie.
No, you won for the girls. How does it feel having that safety?
Yeah, it feels good. I was definitely like really sore for like 2 days afterwards. But yeah, it feels good because it is like
you're getting thrown into a whole new like scenario being in the merge, and it's good to know that you've been assigned for some like, you know, it's just a safety blanket. It's nice.
Savannah, you came so close to beating Mel. You were in a sudden death tiebreaker all the way down to the end of nail biter. How do you feel that you're not safe now?
It definitely sucks a little bit, like the fact that I was so close, and like it would really be unfortunate to like go home this week after like being so close to being safe and just like having that protection like they were saying. Hopefully it doesn't happen.
Lily, with the merge happening, going from 3 tribes to the merge, and then previously from 2 to 3, how do you think tribal lines affect the now blended game?
I don't know if it's really as much along tribal lines at this point. I mean, it is and it isn't. I think it's more along the lines of like who you need a connection with, and if that happened on a tribe, like that's just kind of the way it was. But if you like talk to other people in this past week, I know like we've all kind of been chatting with one another, trying to get to know each other more. So I think it's more about like personally who you feel like you connect with and who can maybe like perpetuate you further into the game. I think it's more like that than anything right now.
Parker, so basing off of connections instead of tribal lines, do you think that people's original connections are going to be stronger than people's newer connections from the swap?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Lily. I think it's like very like a gray area. I think that maybe for some people the original connections will be stronger, but yeah, it really depends on who you like reached out to post the merge and who you feel like can further your game, I think.
Eli, you seem evidently dejected during last travel. As someone seemingly on the outs on deep end, would you consider yourself a free agent?
I mean, like, heading into the merge, I definitely saw my game flash before my eyes, and that was not a position I was expecting to be in that early in the game. Yeah, like, I do consider myself a free agent, but, like, I don't think this tribal necessarily says, like, where the lines stand. I think it's really, like, from my point of view, it's a week-by-week basis.
Casey, with the original travel lines being 5 Murado, 6 shallow, is it simple to say that a Murado is going to go home strictly, or is it not that simple?
No, I don't think it's that simple. I think it also depends like week by week, like if you like community or if you different. I also think that like now post-merge, people are starting to like, you know, reach out to other people, so I think it just depends.
And Josh, you were in a situation, you were originally on shallows with those people, then you got swapped to a tribe with mostly Murados. You've had time to spend with them. Do you think that your allegiance is up in the air, or would you say you have it figured out?
I never have it figured out, Mike, you know that. And I will be just trying to play this game one step at a time. That's my whole thing. And the way I got off of that shot was by surviving and advancing and, you know, still March, so we're going to keep rolling.
I don't know, with possible free agents like Eli and Dross and even more people in the game, you have 10 other people you're playing with. What do you think? Is it hard to say who's really on the bottom?
I don't think there's really any like hierarchy right now. I would say like it is a week by week game at this point, like, and free agents are going to be popping up more and more as we go on.
Savannah, with it being that type of week where people are just putting feelers out there and they're just trying to gauge where everyone's at, how do you know if your plan is a true plan?
I don't know. I feel like you can't always be 100% certain, but you just like really have to trust in the people that you're like supposedly voting with, and just like really have faith that it's not you.
Eli, how much of this week is just putting trust into the people you're working with?
I mean, it is what it is, but like the last feeling you should ever feel in Survivor is comfortable. So I'm really trying not to feel comfortable because I know that's the second I'm going home.
Lily, with 11 people left, is it going off mostly who you're working with, who you're not working with, or does threat factor come into play in deciding who to vote out? Who's more dangerous down the line?
I think that it's a little bit of both, because I think you have to think long term about people who are threats. It's a little hard because, like as other people said, I don't know everybody who's here, so I'm seeing more of their maybe like physical challenge threat more than the strategic game threat. So I'm looking at that right now, but I think that you have to take all of those things into account.
Parker, so far you're the only one to have played and managed in this game. Do you think that makes you a threat?
I think it definitely could, but I think more so we have to think about the fact that like there are definitely like other advantages or maybe idols floating around and they probably will come up eventually. So maybe like, I think it's kind of a fluke that I'm the only one who's played something right now. So I hope it doesn't make me too much of a threat, but I guess you never know.
What Parker just said. Idols are around, they've been engaged since you guys got your first clue. Do you think it has become up today?
I definitely am expecting something to come up today because I think we're all in that position of like, it's the first merge tribal. Like everyone's paranoid, everyone's scared, and today would be the day to play it. I guess you have an advantage.
And Julie, you guys have gotten clues to 4 different idols. So you think with 4 possible idols that an idol can ruin your plans today?
Oh yeah, I think that's like definitely a thought going through everyone's heads every tribal. Like you have this plan that you think is right, but maybe not everyone else thinks it's right, but then maybe somebody knows it's happened. Like there's just so many factors, and like that's a huge one of them, because the thing about an idol is that after it's played you have no more control. Like you can't change your road. So yeah, it could definitely like screw somebody over.
Andrew, do you think today's gonna be a blindside?
Probably for somebody, yeah. I mean, the fact that we've gone this far in this game without anything being played at a tribal is like really confusing me. So every single tribal, I get more and more nervous that like it's just gonna be the one where everything is played, where one person's gonna play something and it's just gonna be like a domino effect. And as of now, I have no idea of that happening. So I feel like, yeah, if that were to happen, it would definitely be one side.
Let's see a show of hands real quick. Who does feel comfortable tonight? That shows you where we all stand. Alright. So draw. How is this trial going to set the tone for the rest of the season?
I mean, it's huge. It's the first time that this group is, like, I have yet to go to a tribal with a group 2 times. I went with my tribe once, my original one, with my new tribe once. This is my first time with this group. So, from now on, every tribal, everyone will be there, and there will be a tribe of folks who go off. That's important.
Does anyone else have anything to say? Marcelo and Mel, you're keeping your immunity?
Sure am.
Alright, we'll get to the vote. And we'll start with you, and then we'll move down that way.
I've said sorry every time I wrote someone's name here, but I'm not sorry today.
It's either you or me. Better be you.
I can't believe you threw a challenge for me.
Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out must come up, drop their buff, and leave the tribal council area immediately. If anyone would like to play a hidden advantage or immunity level, now would be the time to do so. Alright, let's get to the votes. First vote, Parker. Second vote, Parker. Third vote, Emma. That's 2 votes Parker, 1 vote Emma. Fourth vote, Emma. 2 votes Parker, 2 votes Emma. Parker. Next vote, Emma. You're tied again. 3 votes Parker, 3 votes Emma. Parker. Emma. Tied again. 4-4. 4 Parker, 4 Emma. Parker.
5 votes Parker, 4 votes Emma. Emma, we are tied again. 5 votes Parker, 5 votes Emma, 1 vote left. And the 8th person voted out of Survivor, a new era. And the first member of our jury, Emma. Can you come up here and drop the buck? Emma, the tribe has spoken. Yeah, nothing left of it. Alright, you guys made it through your first merge vote. We got another challenge coming up. Get ready quick. Got nothing else for you.
Next time on Survivor.
But y'all really screwed me over here.
If there was like an award for like dumbest player or like player who has a big ass mouth or doesn't know what they're doing, like
The 9th person voted out of Survivor Syracuse New Era.
It just sucks. I thought I had like friends on my old tribe that wouldn't vote me, and I guess they didn't feel the same way.
This is what happens when you throw my name out.
I think it was a really dumb move. This game is like my life, and it really sucks that I don't get to play anymore. Yeah, it just really sucks. This is my favorite thing in the world. I love this game. And I love the people that are playing it. I'm just really sad that I don't get to do it anymore. So